Good morning. Welcome to Flat Earth Early Bird number 2703. I'm your host Arwin, and before I start the show, please don't forget to share it on any platform you deem fit, and if you haven't already, follow me here on Rumble and be here when I'm going live, which is normally 2 p.m. Amsterdam time every day. And please also do support me through the gift card, PayPal, Patreon, Give, Send, Go. Links are on the description box below, or send me super chat over at the Rumble live chat when the show is live, or subscribe to my channel. Support me that way. Any support would be greatly appreciated. I can really use it. Please support your local Arwin. That would be great. Right. Weather today's really turned around again. So now it's clear blue skies pretty much all the way. Can't really say there's like trails, but I mean it could have been, because it does seem like a little bit hazy up there, just a little bit, and not like evenly. So, but I mean there's no trails left now. Whatever they sprayed, it like faded out, spread out. So there's a couple of clouds still over there in the distance. I don't even know if the camera can even pick that up. Doesn't look like it. But there's still a couple of clouds in the distance, but yeah, not here, not above this. And yeah, it's kind of nice and warm again. The morning, or at night in the morning, it was kind of cool, a little bit clouded, but yeah, it really just cleared up. There's a lot of wind going on. Like, what is it? 2 hours ago, it was still like almost fully clouded. And now it's just like this, so. Right. But it's nice and sunny, it's warm, the wind is kind of warm. Yeah, it just feels like a dreamy day. But yeah, back in shorts because it's definitely warm again. Right, so it is Saturday, the 25th of July 2026. Temperature is 27 degrees Celsius with 50% humidity, 16 kilometers an hour wind, and 9% precipitation. Yeah. Oh. So it's I think it's warmer than it was predicted to be yesterday. And tomorrow, 22 degrees and rain. Okay. Monday as well, and then Tuesday it goes up to 28, and then Wednesday 33, and then Thursday, Friday 29. So it's like gonna go back to around 30 again after this Monday. So, but I mean it's almost like that. So if it's gonna be like this, I mean that's just gonna be just more nice summer days, really. Yeah. Right. So yeah, hope you're all having a great weekend. A bit of a weird day yesterday. I like basically almost didn't eat anything. It's just, I don't know what that was. I mean, I had 3 days in a row where I basically ate chicken ketchup again, and it was great. Like the chicken was maybe a little bit old, but I mean it worked out just fine. Didn't have any weird side effect from it. Didn't feel like I was getting sick. But then yesterday I just almost didn't eat anything. I think today I'm gonna like go to the organic store and actually buy a full organic meal, because I just feel like I need it, and I can at this moment. So food bank also didn't like give all that much this week for some reason. I mean, they gave a lot last week, so we'll see what happens, but yeah, I just need like some good organic red beets and beef sausage in all organic in butter and all that. Like I just need that. I feel. I don't know, man. It's like my hands. Like it almost feels like I have arthritis or something. It's like what the hell. I think it's mostly it's going away now, but I mean, like an hour ago, I was just like, why do my hands hurt? Like, what's going on? Weird. Okay. Chris Berry is no baller. Okay. Okay, well, whatever he wants. I don't care. That's weird, though. So, yeah. I don't know. I don't really care. Yeah, I mean, all the people in the world can give up flat Earth all they like and say, "Oh, it's a ball again." Yeah, I don't fucking care. Yeah, I'll be the last flat Earther on Earth until I die. Like, I don't care. It's not a ball, and I'm not gonna cuck for any reason about it. And it's just like I'm definitely not gonna be a baller. Like I'm even bored with Baldwin and all that, so like I'm not doing it. Right, yeah, I got a ton of clips. What the fuck? Like a whole bunch of them, all different types. Some new Lego videos that I came across. More Tartaria stuff. Like Rubio. It's like got a big treatment. That's some Lego videos made about him. Another flute. Some AI slop. But I mean, some AI slop is pretty good. Right, anyway. What was I doing yesterday? Yeah, Benjamin had like a hilarious stream. Did this whole piece just making fun of Jay Dyer, and it was just incredibly funny. It was just amazing. Like, I really laughed over that. And I mean, I should laugh over that too, but we won't do it. That's kind of a ridiculous figure himself, so. Okay. Fuck off. You can't prove it's flat. Earth is flat. Measured. Flat. Celestial navigation over the open ocean only works because you can tune in on the horizon and use it as a flat baseline reference for angles against the celestial sphere. It's flat. Earth is flat. I don't want to argue with anybody about it. People that still argue that are just genuinely retarded. They are retarded. I mean, not if you're like a new person and you're like, oh, but I learned in school, like it worked like this. Yeah, I know you learned that. We all learned that. It's bullshit. It doesn't actually prove anything. It's all presupposition based, and it's math model prediction based, and it's pointless. It's not scientific. Earth is flat. Coordinate systems use like Euclidean grids, Euclidean boxes of a flat Earth. That's how information is stored, because it's not actually spherical. It's flat. And I don't care that ballers will just say, oh, you can't prove this. Like, yeah, we can, but you won't listen. And we're not gonna Or at least I'm not gonna like play into your attempted gaslighting with that. I just kick you out. Because I don't want to bicker with somebody in my show. I've done enough of that in the past. It just pisses me off and I'm not doing it. Yeah. I'm not here to prove to you that I know the earth is flat. I'll share whatever I like about it, and that's it. And if that's not good enough for you, then pretty much nothing is. So why bother? I got some good videos about that too, by the way. Carl Jung videos. Like, I found a whole bunch of them. It's like one channel posting all kinds of like Carl Jung videos. That guy was really crushing it. It was like all about the consciousness, and it's just awesome. What was I discussing yesterday? What was that? And I was just discussing on worldwide debates about just before the show. I just tuned in for a bit, and then they were like bickering about the months and like how you're supposed to measure them or whatever, and it's just like so tedious because I mean it's obvious to me that there's 13 months in a year roughly, and there's definitely not 12 months. And when I say months, I don't mean like the calendar month, I mean lunar cycles basically. And there's 30 of them in a year, and it's roughly 28 days. It's like 28.07, something like that. And he just kept claiming that no, it's more than that. It's between 29 and 30 days, and just like, this makes no freaking sense. I didn't understand even why he was arguing that. Like, I just don't get it. Ugh. Got a bit frustrated about it. I don't know. I don't feel like bickering right now. I think I just need some good dinner later today. I think that's gonna fix a lot. It's not just with my joints and all that, but also just brain function. I don't know why, man. I'm just not sleeping very great recently. On the other hand, I do actually like tend to have like a bit of a rest, like in the late afternoon, early evenings though. At that time I rest really well, but it's not long or anything. Then I don't know, in the mornings I just feel but it might just be like all the temperature swinging around. It's not really good. Like, it makes it tougher for me to rest well. Just one moment I need the blanket to stay warm, and the other moment it's like I'm cooking and I need the blanket off me, and then it's just irritating. It just disrupts my sleeping cycles. That keeps happening. Right. Let's take a look around what's been going on. that's weird. Some article here about there's an ocean under the Earth's crust. More water than all the seas combined. And I mean, yeah, there is probably like subterranean water. Don't get me wrong, I think that's true. Here they say water at 650 kilometers deep. That's nuts. Because, like, then you definitely didn't confirm it. Because nobody's actually been able to even, like, dig that deep. Get that far. It just makes no sense. Like, how would they then just... Oh, it's 650 kilometers deep. What? I just don't get it. Like... How can you just say, like, oh, we definitely know 650 kilometers deep? Like, did you confirm it? Because a lot of times when people check or try to estimate, at, like, with the most famous example, Super Cola deep borehole, they did, like, try to estimate what they were gonna find as they were digging down. And it just kept being off. So if they kept being off so dramatically, how the hell would you be able to tell what is at the depth of 50 times the depth of where the maximum drill depth, right? It's super quality borehole. Is it 11 kilometers or something? I don't know. It was a bit, but they think they can just say 650 kilometers. It's baffling that they are like saying like, oh no, we definitely know. No, you don't. They're not even saying like how they measured it, how they came to the conclusion. Well, here, wait, maybe this discovered. Okay. It's the same. They're not even saying what method they used to establish it. I'm looking in the source article. They're just not even saying it. Just so it's just being asserted. And I mean, the funny thing is there is like subterranean water. Lots of it. Like, there's this thing where Gaddafi, when he was in power, like he digged down into it and sought to like create or use the waterways that were, I don't know, they might have already been dug out way in the past, but he at least like started to utilize them to take the water from super deep and use it on the land. So there are reasons to believe that there is a giant body of like pure water very deep. But to then just say 650 kilometers deep, we know. Like, no, you fucking don't. Ridiculous. Anyway, that's something I just bumped into. Oh, this is interesting. Rainer Fulmich. Like, that's one of the guys, like, involved in, like, trying to go after COVID lockdowns and, like, how it's all fraud, basically. and he's been like in prison and being unjustly treated there for quite a while. I mean, he's somebody just comes up. And apparently he's working on like a plan for a Nuremberg trial 2.0 in relation to the whole COVID situation. And I mean, people have been talking about that. Apparently he's actually working on it. That's interesting. And I mean, he has a lot of reason to do that, because he's being treated like, basically like a political prisoner for quite some time. Right. Okay, let's take a look over in the United States. Yeah, it's just more of the same. Iran, with the Iran situation, Strait of Hormuz, it's just not changing. Trump's not stopping. And just like, yeah, the world economy is like gonna completely topple relatively quick. And then it's gonna get pretty damn bad. So I don't know what the hell Trump thinks he's doing. But if he's like trying to basically make everybody feel it, to like create a massive worldwide energy crisis, then that's what he's certainly gonna accomplish that. Because reserves are running out everywhere, also in Europe. And like, I don't even know what the long-term consequences are going to be. But it does also, by the way, look like Europe might be trying to turn around the issue, like sanctions with Russia and all that. Because Russia still, despite having so much of its energy infrastructure being destroyed and all that recently, they still have like tons of more production facilities that are not so much in reach, or might not even be known where they are, and just tons of storage. So they're still going to be able to like sell it, and they probably will. It's interesting. Maybe that's actually something that Trump's trying to accomplish, is trying to spoil the whole EU NATO conquest, trying to take over Russia, like that he's basically forcing that to end, because we'll just be begging for energy resources from Russia. Like, yeah, you can't conquer something if you're begging them, like, please give us our necessary resources or we die. Yeah, that, from that vantage point, you can't do conquest. Because then they're holding all the cards. And yeah, if Trump is trying to accomplish that to happen, then yeah, well, then that's gonna succeed. But I mean, it's not just the EU that's gonna get it from this. Like, we're still all gonna suffer under it. Dude, I could see like EU doing it as far as that they'll like accept like more gas or gasoline from Russia, but then would literally add taxes to it so that we don't get it cheap because it's from Russia. Like we're not actually allowed to have relief from it. They could do that. I mean, they're that sadistic. They are pure neo-fuelists, and they like enjoy our suffering. Like it makes them feel more safe because they know they're illegitimate. They know that they deserve to be put in jail and worse. And so, if we're all just suffering, this is like the standard feudal model. If we're all just suffering, then we can't revolt. So they love that. They would do that, and I mean, it needs to stop, man. These people need to get out.
Impressive.
Right. Yeah. Not much development, though. What the fuck is? Okay, I don't know why, but it seems like the trolls are hanging around my chat again for some reason. And hey, fuck you, get out. Like, you're just doing the same thing that you used to do. It's like, is there nothing else that you can have coming out of you? Do you have to be that depraved? Aren't you worried about it? About your own impulses? You should be. Alright. Right. Okay, what am I going to talk about? Maybe I'm going to eat some. I got like some rucola salad stuff. I thought Food Bank did give that out. And I mean, when it's still fresh, this stuff does do a lot of good. Especially for like mental clarity, and that's what I've experienced in the past, so let's just chew down on that. Yeah, I don't know what to talk about. I'm just gonna play clips. I got a ton of them, so here's a really nice one. It's like somebody made like a clip in response to the flute guy that I just played that video. When is it? 2 days ago, 3 days ago, Well, somebody made a response like with their own version. This thing is arguably even more amazing. Oh, look at it.
Triple ceramic snake flute from the Aztec tradition of modern day Mexico. And it's a triple flute because it can be played as a single, as a drone, or as a triple. So 3 tubes, 3 flutes played at the same time. This is how it sounds.
Epic sound. Oh, I mean, it sounds like really fine-tuned with those things. It is just amazing. Like the soft but deep tone that comes off that is incredible. Let me play this a little bit later. Let's just play some Tartaria here. Somebody just like made a rendering of what they estimate those ancient trees would be looking like. It's pretty spectacular.
What if 9,000-foot trees once covered the earth, but something cut them down and their remains are the mountains we see today? It sounds impossible. But according to one theory, some of the world's most unusual mountains aren't mountains at all. They're ancient tree stumps. Supporters point to places like Devil's Tower, with its massive column-like formations and strangely flat top. From above, they argue it looks almost like the stump of an enormous tree, and similar formations can be found around the world. But here's where the theory gets even stranger. We already know that wood can become petrified, slowly turning to stone while preserving its original structure. So what if this happened on a scale we've never imagined? Ancient cultures around the world also told stories of enormous world trees, stretching from the earth into the heavens. Trees like Yggdrasil in Norse mythology. What if these stories weren't entirely mythology? What if Earth once looked completely different, covered by trees thousands of feet tall? And if these mountains really are their petrified remains, it leaves us with an even bigger question. What happened to the giant trees? And what could possibly have been powerful enough to cut them all down?
Yeah. Oh, I got a good idea. But I mean, just like the animation of that just looked really, I don't know, it just made me like really like my instinct just like, whoa. Because I thought that looked like, that's probably what it did look like. What an incredible sight that must have been back then. What was this about? Oh yeah. Okay, let's do some slop. What if the Lord of the Rings was made by Nolan's Odyssey? Oh god. Yeah, I mean, you could pretty much already guess what you can expect here, but it's exactly what you'd expect.
Welcome, friends. Thanks for your arrival at today's meeting.
Today's subject is that ring-shaped object that we must destroy. Otherwise, it will destroy our third age.
Elrond, buddy, hear me out. Screw that destroying it. Gondor needs the power now. Let's use that thing!
Go on then, Boromir. Reach for the gold. It don't take fingers, son. It takes hold. It'll wear your bloodline like a borrowed coat, tie your father's white city round your throat.
Gandalf the White, you promised me that you won't use Fall. Speech of rap here.
I'm sorry, Elrond, my N-word, but that fool Boromir forced my hand.
Sar, we must respect Eru Iluva Sar law of hospitality.
And yes, that's Indian Legolas. Amazing.
Fine. I'm listening to your bright ideas now.
Listen, Daddy Boromir, let's go to Mordor.
One does not simply walk into Mordor. Do you think you are some kind of Lord of the Rings or something?
I'm gonna carry the ring. Let's go, Daddy!
Don't we have someone who is better for this job than a hobbit? Sauron is gonna mog us. No cap.
This hobbit is the bravest warrior I know.
And you are?
Who?
He is Aragorn, your king.
Your
should show him
king.
respect, Sar. We must unite, form a fellowship of the ring, and help the hobbit reach Mordor.
So you have my bow.
And you have our swords!
What is going on here? Who are those?
We are elves from Mirkwood.
Don't question them, Boromir. We need to be kind to strangers. They are just a great elves, like me and Legolas.
Mr. Frodo, you are not going anywhere without me!
Ah, yes. Samdaya. Everyone knows there cannot be adventure without you.
We are coming too!
So what are we waiting for? Let's destroy the ring!
It's a Mexican Gimli.
So... this just happened.
Great. So now we have 3 hours to deconstruct your characters and talk about toxic masculinity.
I mean, that's some good slop. Yeah, amazing. And I mean, there's tons of this kind of stuff out there, but they're not all great. This one is just amazing. Definitely worth sharing. What else did I get? Good stuff. Man, I had so much. A lot of videos. Let's see what this guy has to say. Oh yeah, toxic forgiveness.
Look. They want everybody to forget and forgive everything that happened during the pandemic. We were all in the dark. We were all afraid. Like, nah, bitch. Like, that was like we all got kidnapped and put together on an island, and then all of y'all bastards were like, we should eat them. And we're like, what the fuck? And then now they took us off the island, and we're just looking at you on the ride home like, and you're like, oh, wasn't that crazy? And we're like, nah, bitch. You tried to eat us. I didn't kick you out of no stores. I didn't ruin your job. I didn't tell you you couldn't come to the family reunion. I didn't tell you you had to drop dead of a heart attack because you didn't get the jab, so you're not welcome at this hospital. There ain't nothing to forgive on my side, baby boo. This is a you problem, and we're still talking about it.
Well, he is. But yeah, that's what they are trying to. I've been trying to point that out like for like a year. They've been sort of doing like in the Netherlands too. It's just like, oh, but yeah, I mean, come on, we're just doing our best, and like, no, giant amounts of fraud, financial exploitation, literally not going with the real information because you could get like an advantage out of it with an agenda, and like it's all very criminal. And you're not gonna just play it off like, oh, but it's so long ago. Yeah, no. Yeah. Let's play this thing. It's a Lego video. There's been some new ones going around. A lot of them centered around Rubio.
Because the price they're paying is very high, despite their tough talk and their flowery language and their stupid Lego videos they put out. I've never seen.
Stupid Lego videos they put out.
Yeah, you already know who it is. Let's get it.
A bubble party. Yeah, they know.
Let's get it. Yeah. Calling Legos loudmouths, dumbass, you confused. Folks getting facts from Lego, not your losing news. Who's this little clown thinking he running the show? Narco Ruby, little man, yeah, we already know. Trying to fly away, flapping them big floppy ears. Nah, surf them gas price waves, it's your career. You don't suffer cause you love being blissfully dumb. Just a little lapdog stuck under the loser's thumb. Think we don't know what goes down in that place. Got the loser yelling daily, screaming right in your face. Hey Dumbo, Ruby, time to settle the score. F-35 crashing straight to the floor. Was that built out of Lego? Just a fantasy scene with that MQ-9 burning on the radar screen. 5 fast systems turning straight into rust. Where they built out of Lego, man, your logic is bust. That a wax called sleep and wiped right off the map. Was that built out of Lego, homie? Stop the cap. Now look at Tehran, millions marching the street. Were they Lego figures too? Bringing that heavy heat, living in a delusion. You would joke to the core. Go check on your troops, they sprinting out the door. Going AWOL from the camps, running far from the grid. Now they out here sponsoring a Lego vid. Got that Lego attention that you wanted to see. Run the boss man, little boy. Message from Zolfagari. Yeah. A message from Zolfagari. Stop the cap, Ruby. We done.
Yep. Yeah, I thought it was kind of funny. Like, this reminds me of, I mean, like, I've experienced this. Good old memories of relationships. Because, yeah, I did actually have that. It's been a while, though. It's just, I thought, yeah, funny little video.
The more you love someone as a man, the sleepier you feel.
Oh, you're gonna... Really? Other ones were playing just fine, but no, this one. This one's got a stutter. Of course it does. Okay, well, just let's play directly from X.
Someone as a man, the sleepier you feel around them. Not because she bores you, not because the attraction is disappearing, but because your body finally stops fighting the world. All day, a man stays alert, working, thinking ahead, solving problems, carrying pressure, trying to remain in control. But around the woman he truly loves, his guard begins to drop. And this is what many women misunderstand. When his eyes become heavy beside you, it may not mean he is uninterested. It may mean your presence feels safe enough for him to stop performing. He does not have to impress you. He does not have to remain sharp. He can finally put the weight down. But here is the deeper part. A man cannot fully rest around a woman he does not trust. If he feels judged, criticized, or emotionally unsafe, his body remains tense. But when he feels accepted, respected, and at peace, he can finally let go. That sleepiness is not always distance. Sometimes it is his body saying, I am safe here. I can breathe here. So when your man falls asleep quickly beside you, do not immediately take it personally.
I mean, that seemed just very, of course. But I guess some women out there don't understand this. I mean, I've never met one that didn't understand that, but I don't know. What I guess there's women out there these days that are a lot more ignorant. But yeah, I thought it was interesting, noteworthy. Oh yeah, this is amazing. Tartaria. Like another place out there.
So I am way up this canyon. See how thick the brush is? Like no one comes up here. And that's when I found the most mysterious place I've ever found. And I'm gonna attempt to climb up there. But I just put my
that's a keyhole
down.
place. I mean, I've showed this place before, but this guy's just going around.
And there is a beautiful.
I may have actually already showed you this, but I'm still very impressed.
That is gorgeous. Original paint. Holy crap. And it's so mysterious. Like, look at the flood layer. We are way up in this canyon. And you can tell the flood layer is right up to here, all the way along. But look at that. The original paint. Look how gorgeous that is. Like this is the most hidden ancient church in Turkey. And the sound resonance, if that's what you call it. Look at that, just like that other spot over there. They're key-shaped holes up there. Wow. Unreal. Most beautiful place yet.
I have to agree. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I already played this one, but I mean, it was either just, I just wanted to show you guys again, or I think this video might just have been a better cut. Amazing. Man, I'm not even a third way into the amount of videos I got. So let's see what this black gentleman here has to say.
Number two, people keep talking about what Satan can and cannot do, but if you go back and read the back of the book of Job, if Satan was truly kicked out of heaven, then why could he still get back up there? In the book of Job, it says that the sons of God came to present themselves before God, and Satan was with them. So one of the things they don't understand is Satan was kicked out of heaven, but he has legal access back up there based on your raggedy behavior. That's why in Revelation, the angel said, finally, Satan has been cast down, the accuser of our brethren that accused them before God day and night. What is he accusing us of? Living in sin. You know, I got a right to destroy your boy down there because he calls himself a Christian, but he living in sin. So, you know, legally, I got a right to snuff his life out. And so God says no, and he extends mercy. And the definition of mercy is called time.
Wait.
What I'm trying to tell you.
Time.
Yeah, God's mercy can be defined as time. Mercy.
That's a very interesting note. Because that like immediately triggers a bunch of stuff that I experienced in the dark world, where that's exactly part of a thing that I experienced. It like I experienced like a sort of a persecution court, or like a court of angels or something, whatever that was. And it's like I didn't even understand what was going on, but they did give me mercy, and it was actually time. And I was just like, what? Oh, okay. But I was just like afraid, like, oh, so I have so much time and then I'm fucked? Like, how do I prevent that? Like, how do I fix this? Well, and I mean, I have fixed a lot, because hey, when I initially had those first moments in the dark world, like my mind I was basically seduced by Lucifer in a variety of ways. I didn't want to because I was just trying to figure out like what's even real, and like, are Satanists actually evil, that kind of thing. Like, I was puzzled about that. I didn't really know. I was disoriented, and well, logically, when you're that confused morally, if you then like take things like ayahuasca, you're going to be confronted with that. Like, even if you don't understand it, if from your consciousness perspective in those moments, like, subconscious definitely knows, and it's going to confront you. And that's basically what I experienced. And it's just very interesting that he says that mercy can be time, because I've basically experienced that like 30 years ago. Almost 30 years ago now, 29. Or maybe that part, I'm not sure. It was in the early part. It was early. It was before 2000 where I experienced that. And more stuff came after that, like 2003 to 2005. And then after that kind of stopped. Most of it. Oh, just a couple of fragments, but like, I still never forget like the court scene, as it were, because it scared the hell out of me. Like, I was like, just like in a court, and I've never done anything criminal in my life. Like, I'm terrified of even being seen as a criminal, and that started very young. I was just very terrified of it, of the stigma of it. And to then, like, in that experience, basically get summoned up in a court, but it's like, it's surreal. It's like everything was more lucid than normal, and just like light shining off everything. And then to have these beings like basically have a conference around me and judge me. And they did find me guilty. They recognized that I was trying, but they did find me guilty. And I got mercy in the form of time. And then I got out of it, was really shocked by that for a very, very long time, because I mean, I didn't actually understand what had happened. And I was like I was terrified that it, like, okay, one day I'm going to be like summoned to the court again, and then like that's terrified me enormously for a very long time. And hey, a lot of things about my Dark World visions were actually really terrifying in a variety of ways, and I've already said that, but this is one of those examples. So when I heard this guy say that, I'm just like, whoa, that he's onto something. Anyway, let me continue. He's almost done. Okay. Hello. It broke. Let's try again.
Number 2, people keep for God day and night. What is he accusing us of? Living in sin? You know, I got a right to destroy your boy down there because he calls himself a Christian, but he living in sin. So, you know, legally, I got a right to snuff his life out. And so God says no, and he extends mercy. And the definition of mercy is called time.
Wait.
What I'm trying to tell you.
Time.
Yeah, guys, mercy can be defined as time. Mercy is you're doing something you should be judged over immediately, but I'm going to give you time to get it right.
Right. Fascinating. And I mean, technically, they gave me like 20 years. There's always the frickin' 20 years. And I have definitely surpassed that 20 years. And what I think in retrospect, what I needed to do was basically disassociate from, well, the people that I was hanging around with, which were, well, technically satanic. Not like full-blown robes and rituals and like the really freaky shit too far, but very much adjacent to that and in the know of it and having been involved in it in ways. Because back then I was just hanging around that because I wanted to learn, because it was a project. Basically my entire social life had become like that project of just trying to figure out what is real. And like, what is it that they do and what do they think that they're really accomplishing? And like, how does this really work? But in the Dark World vision, I did get judged. And then I had 20 years. And in that 20 years, I had to basically fix the problems that I was being judged over. And I have. It's like intuitively I knew. Like I very quick, because as I came out of the vision, out of that part of the vision, it was just like, oh my god, I have to like be a good, like have to fix things. But I couldn't back then because I was literally in a trajectory of trying to figure it out. I had to stick with it or it would have all been for nothing. And which is even worse. That I would allow all these things to happen to me to just like retract out of pure fear. So I had to sit through it, but eventually like always aim at moving myself out of it. And I just started to long more and more for the light, more for purity, more for just never lying. And then, yeah, I did get more like that. I did get like allergic responses. Because before that had happened, before that vision part, like to be fair, I would like lie about stupid things, about basically like virtue signaling. Saying things that I technically didn't really believe in, but it's just like, no, I understand the story, I understand what you're supposed to say, and I'll go along with you, kind of thing. But in retrospect, in the bigger picture, yeah, that was like lying in a way. Like knowingly saying something that you don't actually feel is real. It's like, but if it's like in an act, if you're like literally LARPing in some event, like that's different. Because it's like, yeah, you're supposed to do that. Back then, I would effectively lie about my views and opinions to make it seem more dark, more satanic. Just so that they just kind of like leave me alone and not start poking me about it. And because I was also afraid to literally lose friends, to lose those people that did get to see me very up close and my vulnerabilities, and that I could at least talk about complicated subjects. Because that I didn't have that outside of that type of friend circle. It's like, oh, go up to a regular person and then try to have a really deep spiritual esoteric conversation about spiritual and dream-based elementary things, and they'll just be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Or, oh, this reminds me of a Bible verse, and that's it. That's like the only response they have, the only reflection they have, and it just couldn't do anything with it back then. Now that's all changed because I've truly maneuvered out of that position I was in, and thereby have succeeded the mercy. I did atone within that time. I did maneuver my spirit outside of it, and I've rounded out the learning journey, and it wasn't all for nothing in retrospect. I mean, I've just changed, in spirit. And I'm really glad that I just actually understand these things now, because I did not understand it 20 years ago. Not really. But that's also because in a way I got damaged. Because much earlier in life, in my early teens and all that, I was figuring it out, and I just was like, I'm just going to be a really good guy, very solid about it, very passionate. And then I would literally just get attacked for it. There were just people all around, in schools, everywhere I went, that I guess it's the Satanist sphere was just kind of looming over the place, the Netherlands and all that. And I mean, it has. And they all floated to the top. They're now all busy with politics and shit. But back then it was still kind of brewing up. A lot of those people were still young, and they were playing a pecking order game. And if you're too virtuous, too good, too much Christ energy, they would literally even to the point of physically attacking you. And that kind of dislocated me, because I was still very, very vulnerable at that age. As I would get attacked, I did not have a group of Christians that I could go to and basically share I've been attacked for my spiritual beliefs, and then heal it. I was even incapable of healing that trauma back then, and that eventually caused me to almost in a mental gymnastic psychological defense system to basically negate the moral insight, but thereby also losing the purity. And then I suddenly just didn't understand anymore, and I had to re-figure it out, but from a very cognitive position instead of intuitive, which is where it really comes from. You just feel, that had been damaged through trauma and not being able to heal it, not even being able to communicate it with somebody that would respect that. Because I mean, I did a little bit with my parents, but I mean, they were they didn't even have attention for that when I was going through the moral struggles like that. They were fighting each other. They were getting too preoccupied with each other in a negative way that eventually led to their divorce like when I was 19. So I just never really had the chance to like heal up as a teen, and that like made me morally dislocated. And then I just like went on that journey of like, okay, well then I'm gonna like cognitive try to figure out this spiritual conspiracy, these supposed Satanists and their reversed world views, and like thinking like, yes, the lie, oh, it's such a relief. It's like it's our duty to create an illusion to protect everybody from the truth, because nobody can handle the truth, and everybody that's in an illusion is easier to predict. And I was just trying to figure out, like, is this the real thing? Like, has the illusion been, like, including morality and all that, has that been a complete illusion? So I was basically, through the moral dislocation, thinking that the reversed world, this satanic reality, might have actually been the real reality. And I had to figure it out. I had to go up close and then just test it. Like, test how solid and serious the system is that these supposed Satanists, individuals, that they upheld. But I quickly, or not very quickly, but eventually, after a couple of years, it started to dawn on me that even though the system that they would, like, explain things with, their choices, was very consistent, eventually, like, they could just be complete hypocrites about it, and proving that there was no actual moral system, no actual logical, consistent system that they would have to hold to. They didn't have to hold to anything. When it comes down to it, they would just be completely hypocritical. And that was like the final breaker for me, where I just, okay, since you're just abandoning everything, that means that the reversed world isn't the real world. It truly is this grand illusion that when it comes down to, you're not even rooted into it spiritually. It's just a mock creation to mesmer everybody with and dislocate them from the actual spiritual reality. And they just suspend themselves into that, well, potentially forever. And then after that point, that's when I started to really understand, like, wait, no, I have been spiritually dislocated younger, and I now have, like, I'm old enough, more secure in myself, like more in the knowledge about what I am physically, to be able to retract from all this and heal, even though I might have to be a hermit. Like, the idea of becoming a hermit when I was a teen was absolutely mortifying and unbearable, to be alone, because I had a lot of tendency to actually be like kind of codependent. Like, not intellectually, but socially. Like, that, it's just, I always wanted to be around somebody. And yeah, not anymore. But I mean, to me, it's pretty spectacular that I went through all this and that I really understand what has happened altogether. Because when you're going through it, like, you might have like an idea of what's going on, but when your intuition just doesn't actually grab onto these insight structures, then you remain to have this doubt. It just stays fluid. You don't really know because your intuition is like dislocated about it. And it needed true retraction from, well, the frequency that it caused that trauma in the first place. And then I could heal up and truly restore my original intuition, but knowingly, like in a hostile world, in a world that's technically hostile against that sort of thing, against that sort of spiritual purity with your intuition. And so I've done that, and I've accepted it, and that's where I am now. And now it's like, from this vantage point, I kind of have to figure out, like, how am I going to reintegrate back in the world socially. And I mean, now that I am like this, it's very strange, because to me, it's like I literally do not recognize the social landscape. Like, the way that people are communicating, what I'm actually receiving information-wise from that, is totally different now than it was, say, 20 years ago. But that's not even because the world is so different, it's because I am different, and the type of information that I can receive out of it, what I can focus on, works completely different. This is actually more natural, and man, did I have like a very negative view of humanity back then. Very negative compared to now. Because now I'm just seeing much more of that natural energy that's in people. And I also don't draw the negative energy out of them as much as I used to. Because I did. I did have like this thing about me where it's like I hang around people and they would just like start looking at me like, what is that? Like, why do I get this negative vibe of you? And I'd be like, I don't know. It's because of things that are on my mind, I guess. And that's what I thought back then. But it just always would have those reactions. I don't get that reaction anymore. And it's really funny because you think like, oh, you're a flat earther. Oh, you're going to get that kind of response all the time. Well, I don't. Like, even when I bring up the flat earth, it's like, it's never really been a problem. Even with people that clearly, like, really love the ball earth. Like, from in my role-playing group back then, like, up until 2020. There was a guy in there that's, like, really fanatical about baller stuff. They just really liked that. Liked knowing it, and he knew every detail. Was a bit of in astronomy, too, and all that. He was just really into that, and I'm like, yeah, the Earth is flat, though. And he was like, no. Like, okay, fine. And then we just didn't talk about it. And there's no issue. There was no issue because of that. Like, that just worked fine. But it's just fascinating to realize, like, yeah, like half my life I was sort of like spiritually dislocated in a way where I just had a very negative vibe coming off me. And maybe like a way to try to explain is like, okay, I still had like the rage wind component where I can get really intense. That's in my nature. Like, it's always been in my nature. But back then, that rage wind would be purely passive aggressive. So then I would never express rage like that. I would never let it out, but it would then internalize, and then I just like radiated it instead. And I wasn't even conscious of it, that I did that. Or I sensed something, but it's not like it was like really noticing. Like, oh, I have a negative vibe today. Like, no, it's just because it was almost normal. It's just amazing that this, like, being spiritually dislocated, like, can completely change your social dynamic with other people. And that it's so different when you actually reintegrate with the way you're supposed to be. Like, everything looks different. Everything responds differently. You see other things in people, in what they say. It's fascinating. I have to put this in the title somehow. Okay, crows. It's like this crow family out there, and I think that, like, they have like a kid crow, and the kid crow like refuses to grow up. He just keeps acting like he's a youngling, like, feed me, daddy. But I mean, he's clearly adult, so he's either just like addicted to that, and dad is enabling, or he's retarded. But it's probably the first. Alright, anyway, yeah, I got really inspired by that one clip. I'm glad I played it. It just broke open a whole can of Dark World reference. Hope you appreciate that. Jesus, so many clips. Alright, here's the guy again. Make it make sense. Love it. But I mean, this building is amazing.
Again,
look at it.
So big, I can't even get a good shot on it. But again, who are these people? Who are these people? In 1912, Woolworth? Do you believe it? At one time, the biggest building in the world, the fastest constructed. Where are my construction people? Didn't you get the details? 1912. Come on, make it make sense. 5 and 10 store to imported marble from Greece.
Look
Come
how
on.
incredibly large that building is.
Was that Biggie? What are these? Gargoyles? Looks like the Statue of Liberty face. Come on. Come on, people. Come on. And look at these two. The attention to details to the nose. Who are they and what are they trying to tell us? Sound off in the comments. The Woolworth building. Does it make sense? Make it make sense.
Look at how fucking huge that thing is. Just look at how big. That's crazy. Right? I mean, the details it just reveals is like pretty incredible, but then when you just look at how big it is, that is really the craziest part about it. Look how incredibly tall. It's insane. I thought it was funny. A bee, like, going completely crazy on the pollen here. It's just really funny. It's just 30 seconds. It's just a bee finding a bunch of pollen, and he's just like, yay! Oh, look at it! It's just he's going completely ape with it, burying himself in it. It's so funny. It's I mean, that's just great. Yeah. Yeah, this is a great video, but it's 30 minutes. So I think I might have to save that for another day, but it was so good. It's just, if I'm gonna play this, then it's gotta be like the clip of one show. I might save it for tomorrow. I think I will. But it's really good. Like another Carl Jung masterpiece about consciousness and the experience and everything that comes with it. And so on target. Everything that is said is just so incredibly on target. It's kind of shocking. But yeah, it's very long, and I'm gonna play that another day. Hold on. Yeah, San Francisco. San Francisco's fires of 1906. Nobody talks about this, apparently. But there's like video footage of before and after. Like, whoa. Just look. Yeah, 1906. Shocking stuff. Did I play this already? Oh yeah, Charlie Kirk video from Legos. That was fascinating. Yeah, that's gonna be the last video because the other one I'm gonna save for another day. But here's another Legos.
Check, mic check. He said no more, now read the rest. Before the bombs, before the flex. Who needed Charlie off the set? Mic check. Hot mic, black shards, white text. Rifle story, bullet test. Too many questions left unchecked. He told her right, don't take that ride. I ran it out right, don't sell that lie. Regime change, turns fire to flood. 90 million lives, mouth is blood. MAGA heard them numbers don't lie. Almost 90 said no when the poll went high. No war with Iran, that message spread. Then the war drums came when the voice went dead. SUV floor, pieces on black. Roll white marks, now run that back. They said one shot, one rooftop frame, but the mic got louder than the official claim. Mic check. He said no war, now read the rest. Before the bombs, before the flex. Who needed Charlie off the set? Mic check. Hot mic, black shards, white text. Rifle story, bullet test. Too many questions left unchecked. Candace pulled threads, they called it noise, but questions don't die when they fear that voice. Who clipped the mic? Who cleaned the scene? Who moved too fast behind the screen? Bullet fragment came back then, not cleared, not closed. Still questions within. Prosecutor talk, judge struck back. Now the courtroom pressure got cracks in the track. DB wanted fire. Charlie said, wait, don't hand America another war state. He wasn't Iran, he wasn't outside. But truth is truth when a war machine lies. He saw the trap before the blast. Said that road turns nations to ash. Then headlines spun and the war got sold. Now the mic check echoes through the code. Hot mic glow, black shard shine. War drums roll, right on time. Mic check. He said no war, now read the rest. before the bombs, before the flex. Who needed Charlie off the set? Mic check, mic check. Hot mic, black shards, white text. Rifle story, bullet test. Too many questions left unchecked. Sacred defense. He said no war. Iran remembers. Questions remain. Mic check. Sacred defense.
Yep, they get it. But I mean, it's not really news anymore. It's just everybody's figured that out. Right. Maybe play a little bit of the Carl Jung thing, and then save the rest for another day. Or just maybe if I'm just really gripped by it, I'll just keep playing. Anyway, let's do this.
The awake people are quietly disappearing from society because Jung discovered
It's a bit
something
low volume.
profound. When you become genuinely conscious, staying engaged with unconscious social patterns becomes psychologically unsustainable. But this withdrawal serves a specific purpose. It's temporary recharging that allows awakened individuals to return and offer authentic connection to those ready for deeper relationships. There's a mass exodus happening that most people don't recognize. The most psychologically developed individuals in your workplace, your social circles, your family, they're quietly stepping back, not from anger or superiority, but from what Jung called consciousness fatigue. Jung predicted this pattern over a century ago. He understood that psychological awakening creates what I call dimensional incompatibility. You're operating from a different level of awareness than the collective social environment. And maintaining that consciousness while surrounded by unconscious patterns requires enormous psychological energy. If you've been feeling the pull to withdraw, to need more solitude, to find social interaction draining in ways it never used to be, Jung would say you're not becoming antisocial. You're following an archetypal pattern that every individuating person must navigate. The consciousness burden. Why awakening creates isolation. Psychological development doesn't make life easier. It makes it more complex. When you begin seeing unconscious patterns operating in yourself and others, you can't unsee them. This creates what Jung's private journals describe as the weight of seeing. Picture yourself at a dinner party where everyone's having animated political discussions, but you've done enough inner work to recognize that most passionate political opinions are really psychological projections. People externalizing their internal conflicts onto social issues. You can see how each person's childhood wounds are shaping their worldview, how their unintegrated shadow determines their enemies. You're not judging them. You've been there yourself. But you can no longer participate in the unconscious drama because you see the underlying psychological dynamics at play. Jung wrote, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." But his personal correspondence reveals the profound loneliness this brings. You're awake in a room full of people talking in their sleep. Jung's own psychological crisis taught him this directly. As his consciousness expanded during his confrontation with the unconscious, normal social interaction became increasingly unbearable, not from arrogance, but from the sheer energetic effort required to bridge different levels of awareness.
Yep. And it's like 28 minutes of that. It's great. Like every part of it is like not in the entire video. There's just not one moment where I do not recognize what they're talking about. It's incredible. This is like story of my personal journey for a very long time. So yeah, today's show is going to be called Flat Earth Early Bird 2703, How Spiritual Moral Dislocation Changes the Social Dynamic. and what you perceive in other people and the healing process. And is God's mercy time to redeem your sin? Yeah, I thought it was good. I hope you all been enjoying the show. Been going on 1 hour and a half, and I mean, I do feel like a lot more inspired than it was yesterday. Right, but I am actually gonna take a 2-minute break. You know what? I'll play this while I'll be gone. I'll be right back. Don't forget to Rogan's it up if you're liking the show. I'll be right back.
This explains why awakened people often describe feeling like aliens in their own social environments. They're speaking a different psychological language, seeing different dimensions of reality, operating from fundamentally different assumptions about what's real and what matters. Every conversation demands you pretend you don't see what you see, don't understand what's really happening beneath surface interactions. The translation effort becomes exhausting. The energy drain of unconscious environments. When you're conscious, you become what Jung's patient files describe as an unconscious material processor. You're no longer just managing your own psychological content. You're automatically picking up, filtering, and processing the unconscious projections, shadows, and emotional residue that others are leaking. Think about what happens energetically when a conscious person enters an unconscious space. Others' projected emotions feel like your own emotions. Shadow material people avoid in themselves becomes visible to you. Persona performances everyone maintains create psychological static. Collective anxiety about unspoken topics saturates the environment. Jung termed this psychological contamination in his clinical notes. Your heightened sensitivity, which serves you well in conscious environments, becomes a liability in unconscious ones. Elena, a therapist who'd completed extensive shadow work, experienced mysterious exhaustion after team meetings. Through analysis, she realized she was unconsciously processing not just her own material, but the unspoken tensions, projections, and shadow dynamics of her entire team.
That's exactly what happens to me, like, pretty much non-stop. Like, I have to really, like, actively focus on another process, or that is what I get to see. Because it's just always staring me in the face.
She wasn't trying to fix anyone. Her consciousness had simply become so refined that unconscious material felt like psychological static she couldn't filter out.
Yeah, that's what I call spiritual metadata. I mean, Carl Jung frickin' gets it, man. He frickin' gets it.
But there's another layer Jung's correspondence reveals. When you've touched your authentic self, performing social personas becomes genuinely painful. Before awakening, you could unconsciously play whatever role the situation required. After awakening, returning to persona performance creates what Jung privately called existential nausea. You're in board meetings pretending your corporate persona matters when you know it's just a mask. You're at family gatherings playing roles that stopped fitting years ago. You're maintaining friendships based on shared unconsciousness when you've outgrown the patterns that originally bonded you. This isn't about superiority. It's about psychological integrity. Your psyche simply won't let you betray your authentic development to maintain social comfort. Jung's journals reveal his...
Yeah. This, and I mean, every freaking sentence that comes out in this video is just like, I have this like, oh my god, this is so true. Because, like, there's still people out there that actually think that every time I bring up, like, the Dark World experience and all that, that I'm just making that up. Like, I can't. But I also can't, like, I have to put it on the table. I have to be honest about it for my own sanity's sake. Right? Because if I have to hold it back, it actually will make it manifest and happen again, potentially, because I'm holding back. because there's unresolved things that cause stress. The stress causes technically like the hallucination threshold to be reached and then crossed, and that's exactly how the freaking Darkwood thing happens in the first place. It is hallucinatory in origin, but that doesn't mean that it's fake. No, it isn't fucking fake. It's a real process, and it has real consistency to it. And I've been really fascinated about it back then, when I didn't know as much what it was. And now that I am figuring out what it actually was and how it works, what's actually happening physically and spiritually, it's even more fascinating. Right. But yeah, I have to bring that up because it's spiritual integrity. Like, I experienced that. It's been really monumental in what my consciousness has been trying to figure out and tackle and put together. And like, I did this thing when that started. Like, I am exploring the dimensions. Like, I am a planar traveler spiritually. I am not organized by MK Ultra or whatever. It's just, this is just happening to me on my own. I've set out to do that. It's part of my cosmology studies. Yeah, it's not just figuring out the physical, it's also figuring out the spiritual. Because the other dimensions are spiritual. That's where it is. That's its field. It's spiritual. Like, out-of-body experiences, lucid dreams, these are spiritual experiences. And yeah, sure, there might be a physical component to it in ways, like just field dynamics, for example. But you can only actually experience it from within the spirit. Like, is what it is. Anyway, let me continue before I wander off too far. I find this video very inspiring.
His own struggle. I can no longer pretend to be the proper Swiss psychiatrist when I have seen the depths that psychiatry refuses to acknowledge. The performance feels like death. Comment if you've experienced this exhaustion from environments requiring persona performance. I recognize the cost of psychological authenticity. The hermit phase, Jung's archetypal withdrawal. This withdrawal isn't pathological, it's archetypal. Every culture throughout history has recognized what Jung's anthropological research revealed as the hermit phase, a necessary stage of psychological and spiritual development. The hermit archetype appears universally because individuation requires periods of separation from collective influences. You can't integrate your shadow while others pressure you to maintain your nice persona. You can't discover your authentic voice while constantly adapting to others' expectations. Jung's own experience at Bollingen demonstrates this necessity. His years at the tower by the lake weren't vacation. They were psychological survival. He needed distance from collective consciousness to develop individual consciousness. He needed separation from others' projections to understand his own depths. Through analyzing hundreds of cases, Jung identified distinct phases that awakening people experience. Phase 1, recognition. You begin noticing how much energy normal social interaction requires. You find yourself needing more alone time to process experiences. You start recognizing patterns in others that you're no longer willing to enable unconsciously. Phase 2, selective disengagement. You become more discerning about which environments feel nourishing versus draining. You start declining obligations that require performing personas you've outgrown. You begin seeking others who operate from similar levels of awareness. Phase 3, integration and return. After sufficient solitude, you re-engage with social environments, but from a fundamentally different position. You're no longer trying to fit in or maintain approval. You're offering authentic presence to those ready to receive it. What Jung's case studies reveal is crucial. The hermit phase isn't permanent escape. It's preparation. You're not abandoning society. You're developing something society needs but can't get recognized. Jung's breakthrough insight was that everyone who undergoes genuine spiritual awakening follows this exact pattern: withdrawal, transformation, return. But they return changed. They can no longer participate unconsciously, but they can offer conscious alternatives to those ready for them. Dr. Heinrich Weber, one of Jung's analysans, disappeared from academic life for 18 months. Colleagues assumed he'd suffered a breakdown. He'd actually experienced a breakthrough. In solitude, he integrated insights about the human psyche that would have been impossible while maintaining his academic persona. When he returned, he revolutionized his field, but only after the necessary withdrawal period allowed complete integration. The return. How conscious people re-engage. The most crucial aspect of withdrawal is eventual re-engagement. Jung's clinical files document that authentic hermits don't stay gone forever. When they return, they've developed what Jung's notes describe as conscious participation, engagement without absorption. Jung's term border dwellers describes returned hermits perfectly. Present.
Yeah, I'm kind of on the precipice of that phase, but I'm very hesitant about it. It's been very long, but I am already experienced that whatever interaction I have out there, it's different. It's now very different, as I already explained like earlier this show. Just what I radiate is very different now, and so the responses from people are different, and the entire experience because of that becomes different.
In society, but not consumed by it. They've learned to engage without losing themselves, to contribute without compromising their authenticity. Border dwellers operate from conscious choice rather than unconscious reaction. They can attend the dinner party, work meeting, or family gathering, but they're no longer automatically pulled into collective dynamics. They might create businesses prioritizing employee well-being over profit maximization, develop art speaking to soul depths rather than surface entertainment, offer healing focused on root transformation rather than symptom management, build communities based on authentic connection rather than shared unconsciousness, pioneer lifestyle approaches serving both individual development and planetary health. Jung's correspondence reveals something fascinating. Conscious people become selectively visible after integration. They're invisible to those seeking unconscious validation, but clearly visible to those ready for authentic connection.
Just one freaking sentence after another. It's just like, God. It's like 28 minutes. I could theoretically like just watch this one video and like comment about every part of it, and it would probably like take a full hour, if not more. Oh, but it's such a powerful video. The only problem with it is that the volume is so damn low. I think I'm gonna share it in the Rumble chat so you could take a look at it at your own pace with the volume upped a bit. Because I'm not sure how much of the video you guys can even hear. Because I can't up the volume of it separately. Unfortunately, this is just a low volume video, unfortunately. Wait a minute. I'm like halfway. I think I'm just gonna save the rest for later. For tomorrow. Perhaps. If I feel like it. But yeah, I think I'm gonna round out the show. It's been an hour 45 minutes. That's a long show for my doing. Lots of clips. Hope you all appreciated this show. Right. Or should I finish it? I don't know. Maybe somebody comments in my chat to tell me like, no, continue it, and not a troll. There's been some trolls popping in here early, but I mean, I just kicked them out. They're not here to actually have a genuine conversation, because I know, I can sense that. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna round out the show. It's past 4 here. I'm gonna save the rest for tomorrow. Okay, so thanks everyone for coming. Hope you liked this show. If you did, then please don't forget to Rogan's it up. And if you haven't already, follow me here on Rumble and Beer when I'm going live, which is normally 2 p.m. Amsterdam time every day. And please also do support me through the gift card, PayPal, Patreon, Gifts and Go. Links are on the description box below, or send me super chat over at the Rumble live chat when the show is live, or subscribe to my channel. Support me that way. Any support would be greatly appreciated. I can really use it. So please support your local Armin, that would be great. By the way, this rucola salad is like feeling really good. I got a lot more of that, so it really restored me in a way. I needed that. Rucola can have like an amazing influence. Right, I'll be back tomorrow with Flat Earth Early Bird number 2704 on a Sunday. Hope to see somebody pop up in the chat then that's not a troll. That would be great. Everybody have a great rest of Saturday and have a great weekend. And until the next video, keep it flat.